What's happening? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show this evening. Tonight's guest, we have Miss Malik in the studio. We're talking about uh, discrimination, racial, religious discrimination, and sexual harassment in the workplace. Tonight we have Mrs. Malik in the studio. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure having you on the show. We want to talk about your complaint that you have on discrimination, sexual harassment, and religious discrimination in the workplace. How did this come about?
So, I'm a nurse. I work at UCSF. I started there in September of 2014
Okay.
as a temp, and it started like shortly after, where my manager, when during training, like she would, have her legs like spread open and scooch towards me, and when I would ask her for space, she would just kind of laugh and like scooch in closer. And then it turned into her complimenting me on a daily basis about my hair, like how she wanted it styled. And
How she wanted this style?
she said, like, I think I straightened my hair one day, and she told me that she liked my hair curly. Um, and then turned into like her touching my hair, her smelling my hair.
Really?
And then that led to uh, her pulling on my like collar zipper of my, like I had a sweater on one day, and she like tugged on the zipper of my collar and told me she liked that sweater on me. Um,
So let me ask you a question. Your discrimination, your sexual discrimination is coming from a woman, not a man.
right. She's
Okay.
she's
Okay.
a lesbian.
Okay, because I wanted to get that right. It's not a man, it's a woman.
Right.
Okay, so she. Okay, go keep on, because I was confused about that.
Yeah, no, she's a lesbian, and she
Okay.
made that very clear to me, where she just voluntarily like offered that information
Okay.
for whatever purposes. And then that turned into, I tried to like get away from her, and I tried to complain to her direct supervisor, but she kind of just shut me down. And so I was on probation. I'm a single parent, so I never like took it further than that. And then it turned into her telling me I was hot with my glasses on, and then that escalated to her putting her hand in my thigh pocket of my scrub pants
Really?
and pulling out my phone in front of another employee. And then when she realized that I was rejecting her sexual advances, she started, being very hostile towards me. And I remember it was Ramadan, and I had my headscarf on. I'm Muslim, and she basically, walked by my office and was like, "What's that on your head?" And I was like, "Oh, it's the hijab. It's Ramadan. I'm practicing." And she was like, "What? You do that?" And started making really like disgusting remarks and faces, and just kind of walked off. And I remember just feeling so little and feeling so humiliated, and like I ran to the bathroom. I started crying. For what seemed like hours, and I never wore it again to work.
You never wore your hijab again to work?
No.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I don't feel safe there.
Okay.
And then she asked me if I knew anyone in ISIS, because I think 2015 ISIS was just coming about, and she
Right.
asked me if I knew, if I had any family members, if I knew anyone in ISIS, and just kind of laughed it off. But to me, that wasn't funny.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I remember feeling so nauseous when she told me that I just wanted to throw up. And I just remember like isolating myself from everybody that day. And then it went on to her retaliating against me, where she was being like hypercritical of my job performance, which she never, things that, just making up false accusations. And then blocking me from getting a supervisor position. And then that turned into her asking me to come into her office every week to talk about, clinical issues. And then I started having severe anxiety and other psychosomatic symptoms, which would had my doctor took me off of work for a couple of months, and
Really?
I filed a
Wow.
complaint. Yeah.
Well, let me do this. Let me bring the audience into this. We want to have people call in and ask questions about this. So I'm going to get the number to the studio audience. To the audience and allow them to call in. The number is 415-861-6648. That's 415-861-6648. Call in and voice your opinion on this. this is a issue that's been going on for a while in the last months, and this is something that we need to talk about.
Right.
So I appreciate you being in the studio this evening.
Thank you.
And the mic is yours. You know, you're a nurse, a registered nurse,
I'm an LVN.
the LVN, and you work at the UC San Francisco hospital here in San Francisco.
I work for Women's Health Primary Care.
Okay, how long you been there?
Since September of 2014.
And you are permanent now.
Well, I've been permanent since that December of 2014.
Okay. So, and when did this start? When did all this harassment start?
Shortly after I was hired in September of 2014.
Okay.
It continued on for a couple of years, and then I filed a complaint. And after I returned to work, I was just being retaliated on by several supervisors, and just the systematic retaliation that I've been having to face ever since, that I'm still facing. And I just want to empower other women, and hopefully give them the courage to come forward.
Sure.
If they are, suffering
Sure.
how I'm suffering.
Sure. They have the right. They have the right to wear or to be whoever they want to be, wherever they are.
Right.
You know, and on your job, or if not on your job, people do not have the right to harass you about your sex, about the way you look, about your religious background, anything. They don't have the right. You know, and you have the right to voice your opinion. If you don't like it, or if you like it, and this is what you're doing. You're voicing your opinion because you don't like it. You don't want nobody harassing you about your religious background, about your sex, and anything else. So
Right.
you have the right to say no.
Right.
You know, how far does it go? You know, how far does a person have to go in order for a person to understand that no means no? Don't
Right.
harass me about me, period.
Right.
You know, so yeah, we welcome you, and we want you to speak and talk about you
Thank
in your
you.
workplace. Okay.
Thank you. I was just really shocked at how the system is designed to basically protect the perpetrators, and it makes it so hard for the victim to come forward and to continue pressing. I'm like outspoken, and I'm a confident female, so for me to feel this way, I can't imagine how it is for everyone else. You know, I was asked by one of the directors at the ombuds office to leave if I wanted. She told me, she laughed in my face and told me that if I wanted things to change, I should leave UCSF.
You should leave your job?
Yes.
Really? Wow.
And that just gave me the fuel, the fire to continue fighting.
Right. There you
Because
go.
I shouldn't have to leave. I didn't do anything wrong.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
You know, you didn't do anything wrong, and the person that did something wrong, she needs to be gone.
she's gone, but we don't know what happened to her.
Well, she more likely to, they just probably put her in a different location.
Right.
That's all.
Right.
UCS is a big place.
It is.
You know, so they probably just put her in a different location.
Right. I mean, the sexual harassment was bad enough, but what happened afterwards with the retaliation, and it's so much worse. I get up every day and I get dressed for work, and I go there, and I just cannot some days get myself to walk in.
Wow.
I just can't. I can't be there on a regular basis because of the effect of this, the retaliation, the sexual harassment, just everything.
Wow. Really? Wow. Yes. So in the religious discrimination, are they still discriminating toward you in the workplace?
Religiously, no one's made any comments after that.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So now you're in a place now where you're not comfortable.
I'm not comfortable. I'm so isolated. My managers still retaliate against me. They treat me different. They're always, I go to work every day scared of what's going to happen that day.
Really?
What false accusations are they going to, allege today? I'm in constant fear of losing my job every day.
Wow, really? That's really something. That's really, it really is. Yeah. It's sad. It's sad that you have to be put in a position, because because you're a woman.
Because I'm a woman, I spoke up and I
Right.
complained yeah, I followed the policies and procedures, and I'm the one that's paying for it.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
that's a shame. They have signs in the workplaces, and I've seen them, that if you're being harassed or whatever, you have a right to file a complaint.
right,
So when you file a complaint, the complaint that you file, it goes against you instead
right,
of the person that's harassing you, and that's wrong.
right,
Why did they post signs that allows you to file a complaint? When you file a complaint, it goes against you. Why did they have signs?
right,
It doesn't make any sense.
exactly.
So now you're in a position now where your job is, you got a good job. You're a nurse. You
I
got a-
love my job.
yeah,
You
you
know,
got, yeah. You went to school. You went to school. You got your papers. You're certified. You're certified. Now you got a job where you're not even comfortable.
you know, and
That's-
and I can't even like, they've blacklisted me within UCSF. I've applied at different departments. I've asked them to transfer me, and they just won't help me at all. And
Really?
I've exhausted my administrative remedies.
Wow.
You know,
Wow, that's a shame. It really is. So now, if you go and apply for a job somewhere else, you're not going to get hired.
exactly. And I've applied and I haven't been getting any. If they do, it goes up to like, oh, we're going to talk to your supervisor, and then I don't hear back from them.
Wow.
And I'm very well qualified. I've been in the medical field for over 10 years.
Yes.
I'm very good at my job, and it just doesn't make sense for me not to get hired.
That's just sad. You've been blackballed.
Mm-hmm.
You've been blackballed within the workplace.
Right.
That's sad. That's sad. So we want to be able to give you the forum where you can talk and people can ask questions. Hopefully somebody called in, because we want people to ask questions about this, because this is going on. This is not just going on in San Francisco. This is going on in a lot of different cities throughout our country
Right, it's nationwide.
right now. Right. You turn on your television and said that's the first thing they talk about is sexual harassment.
Right.
And it's something that's coming out now because people, it was in the Olympics, the girls in the Olympics. This guy got 375 years.
Right.
For sexual harassment. Now we have women that's actors, different people that's in different positions, nurses, different people in different forms of work being harassed, being sexually harassed, and it's out of line. It's out of line. It's unacceptable. When is enough enough?
Right.
When is enough enough?
I'm hoping because of this adversity, it'll lead to change.
Sure.
You know, I mean, it starts with accountability.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not holding these perpetrators accountable, they're going to keep doing what they're doing.
They're going to keep on doing it.
The
They're gonna
cycle
definitely-
continues.
Yes, they're going to keep on doing it. And that's the sad part about it. You turn on your television and you see people that's in the White House.
Right.
You know what I mean? Woman the other day, I turned on television. This guy's wife have a black eye, and she's coming out showing on television, hey, look what my husband did to me. I mean, in different things that's going on, people are not talking about it. They need to talk about it. People need to bring it out and let people know this is what's going on behind closed doors.
Right.
And just like you said, the woman on your job, she's a lesbian. She saw you. She said, "Oh, okay. Well, I got a young one coming in, and I have a shot. You don't have a shot.
Right.
You have a shot. It's unacceptable for people to do things against people's will. You got a sex toy. Come on, you don't have no sex toy. Come on.
Right.
They don't have the right. So you have a forum here at our show, on the Wendy Alameen James show. We appreciate you coming on our show and
Thank
talking
you.
about what's needed for people to know and understand what's going on in our medical field now. This
Right.
happened at a pristine hospital in San Francisco.
Right.
This UCS is a big hospital. This thing it's been in existence for years. In fact, I was born at UC Hospital.
Oh,
Yeah, I was born at the old one on Parnassus. I was born there, so it's been around for a while. I ain't saying I'm old,
no.
but it's been around for a
Not
while.
at all.
So people need to know what's going on in our hospitals, matter of fact, in the jails. You see on the news last week about the guy was a sex toy in San
I
Quentin?
did.
Yeah,
I did.
in San Quentin. Yeah. So this is going on, not just women, men too.
Right. And it's like people, they automatically think it's, male on female sexual harassment, and
Yeah.
it's not.
It's not.
It could be same sex. It could
Sure.
be, female to male,
Sure.
vice
Yeah.
versa. I mean,
Yeah.
she knew that that I'm a straight heterosexual female, and that didn't stop her,
Wow.
you know.
Wow.
So
Yeah. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. So now we have to do something about it. Are you suing? Are you suing these people?
I am.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not allowed to talk about.
Right. No.
my
We don't
lawsuit.
want you to talk about it. I just want to know that there's other things being done about it.
And unfortunately, it had to get to that. Originally, I just wanted them to transfer me and for the harassment to stop. And they never did. The people who were supposed to protect me did not protect
Did not
me.
protect you. Yeah.
And
yeah.
they still refuse to protect me.
That's sad. That's
And they
sad.
just allow this retaliation to continue.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
That's sad.
been
Yeah.
more than a year.
Been more than a year, and like I say, it starts from the top.
Right.
It starts from the top, and the top are the ones that's not protecting you,
Right.
and they should be the one that's protecting you.
Right.
They should call it down and make sure that the lower bottom from the top protect you from the top all the way down to the bottom.
Right.
You
And
shouldn't be in fear going to work thinking that, well, this is the day, my last day that I have my job.
Right.
That's unacceptable.
I've ended up in the emergency room with panic attacks because they just handed me a letter telling me to go home, or
Hand you a letter-
there's an investigatory meeting.
They hand you a letter until you go home.
Right.
Really?
They put me on paid leave a few months ago, and they never paid me for it. Things like that. There's always these investigatory meetings where they never really find anything, but it's just just a way to harass me and to make it
Wow.
really uncomfortable at work.
Wow. So they're trying to force you out.
Yes,
They're
definitely.
trying to force you out. They're trying to push you so far where you fall off the table and say, I quit. I'm through.
Right. And I've reached out to the office of the president, to, the CEO of UCSF, to the director of the ombuds, and to OPHD, and to all these different departments. Even the union hasn't helped me.
The union haven't helped you either?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really? That's sad. It really is. It really is. You pay your union dues.
Right.
You pay union dues for a union to back you on whatever. You pay your monthly union dues, and the union's not even helping you. My
Right.
goodness, that's crazy. That's crazy.
It's systematic retaliation.
Yes, in the workplace.
And UCSF has been under scrutiny the past couple of years
Mm-hmm.
for all these sexual harassment cases, and them not, they're just brushing things under the rug, I don't know if you read about that in the news
No.
recently.
No, I haven't. I know it's a lot going on in San Francisco as far as sexual harassment. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And it was a small piece of salt. Now it's a big piece of salt.
Right.
It's rolling and it's picking up as it goes on,
Right.
right? And something has to be done about it because they're just picking up. They're not doing anything. They just, okay, you hear, but you hear nothing that's being done about it. Something needs to be done about it, and it needs to be publicized. People need to know what's going on. You're in fear of losing your job.
Right.
You got bills. You got a daughter. You got stuff that you have to take care of.
Right.
You can't go without a job. You went to school. You got educated. You got a position where they pay you good money, right? You want to be a nurse. It's what you went to school for. You became a nurse. Now you got a job where you don't know whether you're going to have it tomorrow.
Right.
Unacceptable. My advice to you is do not allow them to push you off the table,
Right.
okay? Don't quit,
No, and I'm not going
okay?
to.
You got some 8-ounce gloves on. This is my son. You got some 8-ounce gloves on. Do not take it off. You got in a fight. You keep your gloves on. Don't take them off,
Right.
okay? If they knock you down, get up,
Right.
right? And keep on fighting, okay? This is your fight, and you got to win.
Right. And I am.
Yes.
And I'm going to keep
Yes.
fighting.
Yes, you're gonna keep on fighting because you have to win. You're a survivalist by nature,
Right.
So you got to win. You can't come out losing.
Right.
You see, so we have to make this work because it's not going to go away as you see.
Right.
It's not going to go away until somebody in the high esteem allow the button to be pushed and make them do their job. Those signs that they have posted up throughout the hospital, sexual harassment and different things, okay, they spend money to make those signs. Spend money to make those signs. So if they're putting signs up and telling people about sexual harassment, how to file a complaint, how to do certain things, religious discrimination, how to file complaints, okay, and they're not backing what they're saying, something needs to be done.
Right.
You see, so
They're not adhering to their own policies.
they're not hearing their own
No,
policy.
and they make it, everyone knows that if you file a complaint, you're gonna like get fired or retaliate against, and so people live in fear
Right,
at
right,
UCSF.
right. They allow stuff to happen where they don't have to.
Right.
Where they're not supposed to allow to happen. You got a complaint box, file a complaint, something should be done about it. But you file a complaint, then you're harassed.
Right. I had a few witnesses to my case, and they had to leave because they were so fed up with the retaliation.
Really,
Yeah, and a few people left because of that.
they left the job
They left the job.
because they've been harassed.
Right, because the university would not protect them from from participating in they participated in a protective activity, and they were retaliated against and harassed on a daily basis up to a point where they quit and they left their jobs.
Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Well, we have a show here, and like I said, this show here, it goes worldwide tomorrow. It's going to be everywhere. This is in Turkey. This show is in Turkey. We had a lady come to the job site the other day. She has a show in Turkey. This is in England. This is in Australia. This is everywhere. Tomorrow, it's going to be seen. So, you might have some relatives somewhere that might call you. Say, hey, I saw you. So yeah, this is going to be seen. We didn't have nobody call in tonight, okay, but they're going to see it, and it's going to be shown on television on channel 29 on Saturday. It's the live show tonight, but it will be shown worldwide tomorrow on YouTube.
Okay.
Okay, so you can go on YouTube, and anybody can go on YouTube and look at it whenever they want to. Okay. So we want to make sure you get the attention that you rightfully have coming, because you got it coming. They had no right to do this to you.
Right.
You're in fear. You shouldn't be in fear. You should be at ease. You should be comfortable. You should be, like I say, cool.
Right.
That's how you should be, and you're not.
Right, and I just want again to empower other women to come forward. Sexual harassment has been so taboo within our not just the Muslim community, but then just with women
Right.
For centuries,
Right.
and people have been getting away with it.
Sure.
And I'm hoping that this will inspire someone to come forward, and I'm hoping for change.
Sure. You will. It will be changed. It will be changed. Well, we want to thank you for coming on the show this evening.
Thank you.
We
for
really
having me.
appreciate you, and we want to bring you back in some months to see what the outcome is going to be, and we want to let the community know that this is something that goes on in our community. This is something that needs to stop. We need to be able to be comfortable in our workplace. If you got a sign saying sexual harassment, this is the box to put it in, need to follow up on it. So we want to thank you again for coming on the show.
Thank you for having
We
me.
appreciate it, Ms. Malik.
Thank you.
Yes, sir, thank you. And tune into my show, the Wendy Elamine James Show. It comes on Saturday night at 7 o'clock on Channel 29. Every Saturday night we have a show in your comforts of your home, your bedrooms, your living rooms, your garages, wherever you have a television. Turn it on Saturday nights. Every other Thursday night on Channel 76 we have a live show, which we have tonight. So tune in, turn to the show. Let me know how you feel about the show, what we can do to improve it. Thank you, and have a good night.